Okay, so good morning. Okay, so today we are going to start next point from the unit number 4, that is the milling machine. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the milling operation. Okay, we are knowing that there are the different types of milling operations are there, and that all operation we can perform on that milling machines. Okay, already we have discussed the classification and different types of the milling machines. Okay, generally milling machine is classified into the number of types are there. Okay, from that we have studied the horizontal milling machine, vertical milling machine. Then we have studied universal milling machine, ohm universal milling machine. Okay, that point we have covered in that last lecture. And also we have covered about the methods of the milling. Okay, generally there are two types of methods are there. We are knowing that up milling and down milling also. And also we have discussed about the difference between that up milling and down milling. That point also we have covered in that last lecture. And in that today's lecture, we are going to discuss regarding to the which operation we can perform on that milling machines. Okay, there are the different types of operations are there, that one by one we will going to see here. And then also along with that operation also we will discuss regarding to the different types of cutters are going to use on that milling machine, which type of the cutters are there for performing the different types of operation. Okay, that point we will going to discuss in our today's lecture. Okay, so first upon I will summarize which point already we have discussed. In that last lecture we have covered about the up milling and down milling. Okay, then what is meant by the up milling? Up milling is nothing but when the direction of cutter and the direction of the workpiece both are opposite to each other, then it is called as the up milling. Means suppose here this is the milling cutter is there, this is the workpiece is there, and your milling cutter is rotating in this direction, and we are feeding the workpiece in this direction. Means the both the direction are opposite to each other. Means the rotational direction of your cutter and the feeding direction of your workpiece are opposite to each other. That time it is called as the up milling. And during the upmilling, we are knowing that during the upmilling, what will happen? During the upmilling, this milling cutter, whatever milling cutter we are using during that upmilling, that milling cutter, it will be create the upward force on the workpiece. It will create the upward force, and because of that upward force which is created by that cutter, there may be chances of lifting this workpiece. Okay, you have to remember during the upmilling, this cutter it will create the upward force on your workpiece, and because of that there may be chances of lifting the workpiece. Okay, so that we are knowing that in that upmilling we have to require the good clamping to that workpiece, because there may be chances of lifting the workpiece. Okay, and another point related to that upmilling machine is during the upmilling, the at the initially it will create the minimum cutting force. Okay, in the upmilling, that milling cutter it will create the minimum cutting force initially, and it will create the maximum cutting force at the end. Okay, and another point to that milling machine, related to that milling machine, is during the milling machine whatever chips are generated, the thickness of that chip at the initially the thickness of that chip it will be minimum, and the thickness of the chip at the end it will be maximum. Okay, and another point related to that upmilling is during that upmilling there is a difficult to pour the coolant on the cutting edges, and because of that it will produce the uh, it is not produce that much good surface finish. Okay, this is about the up milling. And generally you have to remember that up milling is used for performing the milling operation on the hard material. Okay, it is used for the hard material. Okay, just some point you have to remember. In that up milling, the direction of the cutter and direction of the workpiece are opposite, and in the up milling, that cutter it will create the minimum force at the initially it will create the minimum force, and it will create the maximum force at the end. Then the thickness of the chip initially, whatever chips are generated, the thickness of that chip initially it will be less, and the thickness of the chip at the end it will be maximum. Okay, and it will produce the whatever chips or whatever surface finish is achieved with the help of that upmilling. It is not that much good, and the clamping is required. Good clamping is required for that upmilling, because during the upmilling there may be chances of creating the upward force, and because of that upward force there may be chances of lifting our workpiece. Okay, this is about the upmilling. Then what is meant by the down milling? Simple. In the down milling is nothing but in this milling method, the direction of cutter and the direction of workpiece both are the same. Means your workpiece is rotate in this direction and in similar direction we are feeding the workpiece. Means the rotary motion of cutter and the feeding direction, the rotary direction of your cutter and the feeding direction of your workpiece both are the same. Then it is called as the down milling. Okay, and during the down milling, that cutter it does not create the upward force. Whether it will create the downward force, so that there is no chance for lifting the workpiece. So that in the down milling, it is not required that much good clamping because there is no chances of lifting the workpiece. Okay, and in the down milling at the initially, okay, in the down milling at the initially, it will create the maximum cutting force. Okay, at the initially, if any cutter is touched to the workpiece, during that moment it will create the maximum cutting force, and at the end it will create the minimum cutting force. Okay, and in the down milling, the thickness of the chip initially, whatever chips are generated, the thickness of that chip is the maximum, and at the end the thickness of chip is minimum. Means it is totally opposite to the up milling. Okay, and in the down milling it is possible to pour the coolant on the cutting edges of your cutter, so that the down milling it will produce the good surface finish. And the down milling is generally used to perform the operation on the light and weight workpiece or soft workpiece, we can say. Okay, this is about the up milling and down milling. Okay, now today we are going to discuss regarding to the different types of operation which are performed on that milling machine. Okay, see here, this following operation is easily performed on your milling machine, whether you can use the horizontal, vertical, universal according to your requirement. On that on that milling machine we can perform on that following operation. See which operation we are performing. We are performing the milling plain milling operation. Okay, plain milling operation, or also to that plain milling operation is also it is called as the slab of milling operation. Again we can perform the next operation on the milling machine is the face milling. Okay, first is the plain milling, second is the face milling, then third is the side milling, then next is the side and face milling, then next straddle milling, then angular milling, then gang milling, form milling, profile milling, end milling, keyway milling, side milling, thread milling, and saw milling. Okay, that much milling operation are there, and that all operation we can perform with the help of the milling machine. Okay, these are the name of your operation. And to perform that operation, one point you have to remember: to perform that all type of the operation, we have to require the milling cutter. Okay, different types of milling cutter we are using to perform the all type of the operation. Okay, that point you have to remember. To perform these operation we have to require the different types of milling cutters. Okay, with the help of the different types of the milling cutter we can easily perform the all type of operation with the help of the milling machine. Okay, now we will discuss one by one each operation here. Okay, first up we will discuss plain milling operation. Okay, you have to remember that plain milling operation also it is called as the slab milling. Okay, this operation also we can call it is the slab milling operation. Okay, and you have to remember this is the milling operation. Okay, this is the milling operation, and this milling operation is generally used to produce the flat surface. Okay, this milling operation is used to produce the flat operation. It is used to produce the flat surfaces. Okay, you have to remember this plain milling is nothing but this milling machine, this milling operation, it is used to produce the flat surfaces. Okay, see here, this is the plain milling, and here the cutter, this is the cutter is there, and that cutter it is mounted on the arbor is there, and that arbor it is fixed into your spindle, and this is the workpiece is there. Okay, and that plain milling operation is carried out with the help of the cutter, and that cutter is called as the plain milling cutter. Okay, whatever cutter we are using to perform that plain milling is the plain cutter we are using here. Okay, see here, and already we have discussed that plane milling is nothing but to produce the flat surface on your workpiece. Okay, now we want to produce the flat surface on the workpiece. Now how it is work? Simple here. First up, we have to fix the cutter, plane cutter on the arbor. That arbor it is fitted into the spindle, and that workpiece it is mounted on your hoist. And whenever arbor is rotating, that milling cutter, that plane milling cutter is also rotating, and we have to feed that workpiece against to that rotary cutter, and that cutter it will remove the metal from that workpiece and it will create the flat surface on your workpiece. Okay, and another important point related to that plane milling is, in the plane milling, the axis of your cutter and sorry the axis of your cutter is parallel to the workpiece surface. Okay, you have to remember, in the plane milling, the axis of your cutter it should be parallel to the workpiece surface. Okay, in this manner we can perform the plane milling. Which point you have to remember? Plane milling, it is also called as the slab milling. Okay, to perform the plane milling, we have to use the plane milling cutter. See, this is the plane milling cutter, and this plane milling operation it is used to produce the flat surface on the workpiece. And that plane milling operation we can carry it out by keeping the cutter axis which is parallel to the work surface. Means in this operation it is required to we have to keep the cutter axis parallel to the workpiece. Okay, in this manner we can simply perform the plane milling or slab milling to produce the flat surface on our workpiece. Okay, now see here, to perform the plane milling we are using the plane cutter. Now how that plane cutter is looking, I will show you. Plane cutter, see, this is the plane cutter. Okay, this cutter we are going to use to perform the plane milling, and with the help of the plane milling we can produce the flat surface on the workpiece. And to perform the plane milling we have to remember the axis of your cutter it should be remain parallel to the work surface. Okay, see here, it is the cylindrical, it is the one cylinder, and on that we are going to produce, on its periphery we are going to produce the teeth are there. Okay, teeth are cuts on your periphery. Okay, and generally this cutter, this plane mill cutter is used to produce the flat surfaces. See, this is the plane cutter. Okay, this type of cutter is used in plane milling. Okay, okay, काय तुम्ही लक्षात ठेवायचं ह्याच्यामध्ये फक्त, in this point you have to remember the axis of your cutter it should be parallel to the work surface, and we are using the plane mill cutter. Okay, and this operation or this machining process is carried out to produce the flat surfaces. Now see here, the another operation we can perform on that milling machine is the face milling. Okay, what is meant by the face milling? This face milling operation make the flat surface at the face of workpiece. Okay, suppose we want to produce the flat surface on the face of workpiece. See, this is the workpiece is there, and we want to produce the flat surface on this face of your workpiece. That time we can use the face milling. Okay, and in the face milling you have to remember we are going to use the end mill and side or face mill cutter. Okay, to perform that face milling means what? Again, it is used to produce the flat surface on the face of your workpiece. See, this is the one face is there, and suppose we want to produce this face flat. Okay, for this purpose we are going to use the face milling operation, and this face milling is carried out with the help of the end mill and side mill cutter. Okay, this is the cutter. Okay, this cutter, this is the end mill and side face cutters are there. And another point is there in this operation. In this operation we have to remember the axis. Okay, the axis of your cutter it should be remain perpendicular to the axis of your workpiece. Okay, during the face milling the axis of your cutter it will be perpendicular to the work surface, and in the plane milling the axis of your cutter it will be parallel to the work surface. Okay, in this manner we can perform the flat surface on the workpiece. Okay, in this process also we are performing the flat surface on the workpiece, but here in the plane milling, the axis of your cutter, it will be parallel to the workpiece, and here in the face milling, the axis of your cutter, it will perpendicular to the work surface. Okay, now see, I will show you end mill cutter. See, okay, see, this is the face and end mill cutter we are using to perform the face milling. Okay, this is the face mill cutter is there, and here the insert are provided. This portion is the called as the insert are provided on its periphery. Okay, and generally to perform the face milling, or that face milling operation is performed on the vertical milling machine. Okay, this operation is performed on the vertical milling machine. Okay, see, this is the spindle is there, and in that spindle, or on that spindle, we have mounted the face mill cutter is there. This is the face mill cutter is there, and we are rotating that fan. That spindle is rotating along with the spindle. That cutter is also start rotating, and when cutter is rotating, that time we have to feed the workpiece against to that rotary cutter, and that cutter, it will be remove the material from that workpiece, and it will produce the flat surface on the workpiece. Okay, this is called as the face milling. Okay, now which point you have to remember during the face milling? Again, face milling, it is the operation, or it is used to produce the flat surface on the surface of your workpiece. Okay, and in this face milling, the axis of your cutter, it will be perpendicular to the axis of your axis of your cutter, it will be perpendicular to the workpiece surface, and here the axis of cutter, it will be parallel to the workpiece. Okay, see, this is the face milling. Okay, now third operation we can perform on that milling machine is the end milling. Okay, end milling. Just 1 minute. First upon we will discuss angular milling. Okay, up till now we have studied the plane milling, face milling, and third operation we can perform on that milling machine is the angular milling machine. Now it is, what is meant by the angular milling machine? This operation is used to produce the angular surface on the workpiece. Okay, whenever we want to produce the angular surface. Okay, whenever we want to produce the, or whenever we want to create the angular machining. Okay, whenever we want to produce, or whenever we want to create the angular surface on your workpiece, that time we can use the angular milling. Now see here, suppose, take the example, suppose this is the workpiece is there, and on that workpiece, suppose we want to carry out the fee block. Okay, suppose we want to carry out the fee block. It is the angular. Okay, to produce the such type of the operations, okay, to perform such type of the operation, we can use the angular milling. Okay, you have to remember this operation is used to produce the angular surface on your workpiece. For example of that angular milling is the fee block. Okay, and here it is not necessary to maintain the, here in that angular milling or cutter, it is not necessary to maintain the perpendicular or parallel to the workpiece. Okay, this is the angular milling. It is used to produce the angular machining to that workpiece, and the example of that angular milling is the fee block. See, this is the angle milling cutter is there, or single milling cutter. Okay, we can use the single angle milling cutter we can use here. Single angle milling cutter we can use to perform the angular milling, and the example of that angular milling is the fee block. See, this is the cutter is there, that cutter is mounted on the arbor. This is the workpiece is there. Okay, and that arbor, it is fixed into the spindle. When spindle start rotate, that arbor start rotate, means your that this type of the cutter is also start rotate, and that cutter, it will be perform the operation on your workpiece when workpiece is feeding against to that rotary cutter, and it will carry out the angular machining on your workpiece. Okay, the example of angular milling is the fee blocks. Okay, whether you understood or not? Yes, anybody? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Whether you're okay. Now see, next operation is the for milling. Okay. For milling. This is the fourth number operation is the for milling. Up till now, which operation we have studied? Plane milling. Okay, to produce the flat surface. In the plane milling, the axis of your cutter, it will be parallel to the work surface. Then face milling, in that face milling, again we can produce the flat surface on the workpiece. But in that face milling, the axis of your cutter, it will be perpendicular to the workpiece. Then angular milling, in that angular milling, we can produce the angular machining on the workpiece. And the example of your angular milling is the fee blocks. Okay. Now fourth operation we can perform is the form milling. Okay, this type of the form milling operation also we can carry out on the milling machine. Now see here what is meant by the form milling. Okay, suppose we want to perform the machining operation on the irregular shape of workpieces there. Okay, suppose we are having irregular shape of workpieces there. Okay, and suppose we want to produce the concave or concave. Okay, whenever we want to produce the concave or convex shape on workpiece, that time we can use the form milling operation. Okay, what is the function of that? Form milling. Okay, this form milling we can use to perform the operation on the irregular shape of workpiece, and whenever we want to produce the concave or convex shape of machining we have to require to produce on the workpiece, that time we can use the form milling. Okay, this is the form milling cutter is there. See, this is the form milling cutter is there, and with the help of that form milling cutter we can produce the concave or convex shape on the irregular shape of the workpiece. Okay, see, this is the form milling cutter. Okay, so this is the form milling cutter, and with the help of the form milling cutter we can produce the concave or convex shape. I will show you. See, this is the form milling cutter is there. See, this is the form milling cutter, and that form milling cutter, it is mounted on the arbor. See, this is the arbor, this is the workpiece here, and now with the help of that cutter we have produced here concave cutter is there. See, this is the concave cutter is there, and concave shape we have produced here. See, this is the round cutter is there, and this is the convex cutter is there. See, this is the convex shape we have generated here. Convex, here we have generated the concave shape. Okay, whether it is available, I will show you. Okay, see here, this is the form cutter is there, formula cutter is there. See, this is the formula cutter is there. This is the concave, this is the convex gear tooth. Okay, this type of cutter we can use in that form milling to produce the concave or convex shape on the irregular shape of the workpiece. Okay. Okay. Okay, now next operation is the straddle operation. Okay, next operation is the straddle operation. Okay, straddle operation. This is the number 5 operation we can perform on that milling machine is the straddle operation. Then what is meant by the straddle? Okay, see, this is the straddle operation. Okay, in that straddle operation we can use the 2 milling cutter is here. 2 milling cutter is here. Okay, see, this is the milling cutter 1, this is the milling cutter 2 is here, and that both the milling cutter were mounted on the arbor. See, this is the arbor is here. Okay, and that arbor is fitted into the spindle wire, knowing that, and this is the workpiece is there. Okay, now here in that straddle milling operation we are using the 2 milling cutters are there, and with the help of that 2 milling cutter we can perform milling operation on the both the side of workpiece. Okay, with the help of that both cutter, with the help of this both cutter we can perform the milling operation on the both the side of your workpiece, that is on the left side also and on the right side of that workpiece also. Means suppose this is the right side of your workpiece and this is the left side of your workpiece. On the both the side of your workpiece we can perform the milling operation simultaneously with the help of that 2 milling cutter. This is called as the straddle milling cutter. Okay, and you have to remember that straddle milling cutter is generally used to produce the square and hexagonal surface. Okay, the straddle milling operation we can perform to produce the square, and to produce the hexagonal milling operations. Okay, and you have to remember the distance between that two cutters the distance between the two cutter is also maintained with the help of the spacing collar. Okay, with the help of the collar, we can maintain the distance between the two cutter. Okay. And the another point is in the straddle milling, to perform the straddle milling, we are using the side milling cutter. Okay, side milling cutter. Okay, to perform the straddle milling, it is necessary to use the side milling cutter. Now, what is meant by the side milling cutter? I will show you. Okay, see, this is the side milling cutter. Okay, now what is the facility of that side milling cutter? You have to see here, side milling cutter. Okay, in that side milling cutter, suppose in that side milling cutter, the teeth are provided on its periphery and also on the side of cutter. See here. Okay, here, see, this is the side milling cutter is there, and on that side milling cutter, the teeth are provided on its periphery, means this. See, this is the one teeth here. This is the cutting edge is there, and on the face also. See here, this is the face. Okay, on the face also we are providing the cutting edge. Okay, with the help of that this edge and with the help of this edge we can remove the material. It is called as the side milling cutter. Okay, you have to remember on the side milling cutter. See here. Okay, on the side milling cutter, we are providing the teeth on its periphery. See, this is the periphery. See, these teeth are called as the periphery teeth, and and also teeth are provided on this both the sides. Means here, this side also and this another side also. This side and this side also. On the both the side also we are providing the teeth. Okay, this is the cutting edge also. Okay, this edge also and this another edge also and this periphery also. Okay, in this manner the side milling cutter is generated, and this side milling cutter is used in straddle milling operation. Okay, this straddle milling operation. Okay, which point you have to remember related to the straddle milling? Okay, we can perform the milling operation on the both the side of your workpiece, that is the right side and left side also, with the help of the straddle milling. In the straddle milling, we are using the side milling cutter, two side milling cutter we are using, and the distance between that two side milling cutter is maintained with the help of the collar. Okay, and generally the straddle milling is used to produce the square and hexagonal surface. Okay, whenever we want to perform the square or hexagonal, such type of the hexagonal shape we have to generate, that time we can use the straddle milling. Okay, because on the straddle milling we are using the end milling cutter, because on that end milling cutter, on its periphery also teeth are there, and also it's both the side, this side and also this side, the cutter teeth are there, and so that it will remove the material in this manner. Okay, this is about the straddle milling. Now next is gang milling. Next is the gang milling. Okay, next, that is the 6 number operation, is the gang milling. Now what is meant by the gang milling? See here. Okay, in that gang milling, okay, it is the machining process in which we are going to use two or more milling cutter. Okay, here, see here, in that gang milling, we are going to use two or more than two milling cutters are used, and that all milling cutter are mounted on the same arbor. See here, this is the one arbor is there, and on that arbor we are going to mount more than two cutters, because in the straddle milling operation we are using the two milling cutter, side milling cutter we are using, but in the gang milling we are using the more than two milling cutter. More than two milling cutters are there, that time it is called as the gang milling. See here, this is the milling cutter number 1, this is the 2, this is the 3, and the diameter of that cutter, okay, the diameter of that cutter, it will be same or it will be different according to your requirement. Okay, according to your requirement. And with the help of that gang milling, okay, with the help of that gang milling, we can perform the different types of operations simultaneously. Different types of operation simultaneously, because in that gang milling we are using the more than 2 milling cutters. Generally, we can use the 4, 3, 5, 6 like this. Okay, whatever according to your requirement, we can use the number of milling cutter on the arbor, and that arbor it is fitted into the spindle. Okay, on that when spindle start rotate, that cutter will also start rotate, and when we are feeding the workpiece against to that rotary cutter, it will remove the metal from that workpiece. Okay, only 2 points you have to remember regarding to the gang milling. In that gang milling, we are using the more than 2 milling cutters on the same arbor, and the diameter of that whatever cutter we are using in that gang milling, it will be same or it will be different according to your requirement. And we can perform the number of operation or most of operation with the help of that gang milling simultaneously. Okay, this is about the gang milling. Okay, then next operation is the end milling operation. End milling, 7th number operation, end milling. End milling operation. Okay, what is meant by the end milling? Okay, this operation, it is the operation or it is the process of producing the flat surface. Again, that end milling also we can use to produce the flat surface. Okay, it is used to produce the flat surface, but that surface it will be vertical, horizontal, or at any angle. Okay, here they have not given any condition, because we are knowing that in the plane milling we can produce the flat surface, but in that plane milling the cutter axis should be parallel to the work surface. Then face milling also we can produce the flat surface, but in that face milling the axis of your cutter should be perpendicular to the surface of your workpiece. But in that end milling, such type of the condition is not there. Means with the help of the end milling we can produce the flat surface on the workpiece. That surface, it will be vertical, it will be horizontal, or it will be at any angle. Okay, then to perform the end milling, end mill cutter is used. End mill cutter is used. Okay, now I will show you that what is meant by that end mill cutter, or how that end mill cutter is looking. Okay, see, this is the end mill cutter. Okay, in that end mill cutter, cutting edges are provided on its periphery and also at the end also. So this is the at the bottom also, and on the periphery also the cutting edges or teeth are generated. So this is the end mill cutter, and with the help of that end mill cutter we can perform the end milling operation on that workpiece. Means we can produce the flat surface on the workpiece. That surface of workpiece, it will be whether horizontal, vertical, or at any particular angle also. Okay, see, this is the example of the end milling. This is the example of the end milling. In this manner we can produce the end milling. Okay, only which point you have to remember in that end milling, it is the process of producing the flat surface which may be horizontal, vertical, and at any angle. And to perform the end milling we are using the end mill cutter. Then what is meant by the end mill cutter? In that end mill cutter, on its periphery also teeth are there, and its bottom also teeth are there. Means it is simply looking like your drill bit. Okay, and then last operation is remaining, that is the saw milling. Okay, saw milling. This is the 8 number operation, saw milling. Okay, it is the machining process which is used to produce the narrow groove or slot on workpiece. Okay, see here, this is the milling operation, and this milling operation is generally used to produce the narrow slots or grooves whenever we want to produce on the workpiece. That time we can use the saw milling. Okay, what is the function of this operation? With the help of that milling we can produce the narrow slot, okay, narrow slots and grooves on a workpiece. Okay, and also with the help of this milling cutter, with the help of that milling cutter also we can perform the parting of operation. Means we can cut the workpiece into two parts. Whatever that parting operation we have seen in the unit number 1, same operation also we can perform. Okay, see this is the sawmill cutter is there. See this is the sawmill cutter is there, and with the help of that sawmill cutter we can generate the narrow groove or narrow slots on your workpiece. Okay, such type of the operation is generally we can perform on your milling machine. Okay, once again I will revise one by one. First operation we have seen, that is the plane milling, or also it is called as the saw milling. Plane milling, with the help of that plane milling we can generate the flat, or also we can produce the flat surface on your workpiece. But during that plane milling, one point you have to remember, the axis of your cutter, it should be remain parallel to the surface of your workpiece. Okay, then we can produce the flat surface with the help of that plane milling. And to produce the plane milling, we are going to use the plane milling cutter. Okay, now see, next operation we can perform, that is the face milling. Again, this operation is used to perform, or this operation is used to produce the flat surface on the face of your workpiece. And in this operation, or generally this operation is carried out with the help of the vertical milling machine. And in this operation we are going to use the end and face mill cutter. And in this operation, the axis of your cutter, it will remain perpendicular to the surface of your workpiece. See, okay. Then third operation we have seen, that is the angular milling. Okay, what is meant by the angular milling? With the help of this milling operation, we can generate the angular machining operation, or we can produce the angular machining operation on your workpiece. And for example of that angular milling machine is the fee block we can produce. Okay, fee block we can generate on your workpiece with the help of that angular milling. And to generate the, or to perform the angular milling, we are using the single angle milling cutter. Single angle milling cutter we are using. And here during that angular milling, it is not necessary to maintain the your axis of your cutter. It should be perpendicular or it should be parallel. It is not required. Okay, then we have seen the for milling. What is meant by the for milling? For milling means it is used for performing the machining operation on your irregular shape of your workpiece. And whenever we want to produce the concave, convex shape on your workpiece, that time we can use the form milling. Okay, and the form milling operation is carried out with the help of the form milling cutter. Okay, here we can use the form milling cutter. See, this is the form milling cutter is here. Again, next operation is the straddle operation, straddle milling. What is meant by the straddle milling? Okay, with the help of that straddle milling, in that straddle milling we are using the two milling cutters are there, and with the help of that straddle milling we can perform the milling operation on the both the side of your workpiece. Means we can perform the operation on the right side of your workpiece and left side of your workpiece simultaneously. Okay, and the distance between here and the distance here both cutter two cutters were used here. This is the arbor, and on that arbor, this both the cutter were mounted here. And the distance between, see, the distance between that both the cutter are maintained with the help of the spacing collar. And generally the straddle milling, okay, the straddle milling operation is used to produce the square and hexagonal surfaces. Okay, then next operation we can perform is gang milling. Then what is meant by the gang milling? In that gang milling, when we are using the more than two milling cutters are there, when we are using the more than two milling cutter, that time it is called as the gang milling. And here see, more than two milling cutter we can mount on the arbor, and simultaneously that whatever cutter we are using, that simultaneously that cutter it will be rotate and it will be perform the number of operations simultaneously on your workpiece. Okay, generally to perform the gang milling, okay, we can use the plane milling cutter. Okay, we can use the plane milling cutter. Then next operation is the end milling cutter. Okay, what is meant by the end milling cutter? We can end milling operation is nothing but it is the process of producing flat surface. Means with the help of that end milling also we can produce the flat surface. And here it is not required to that surface should be horizontal, vertical, or at particular angle. Okay, this condition is not there. Means we can produce the flat surface on the horizontal also, vertical also, and any angle also. At particular angle also we can perform the flat we can make the flat surface with the help of that end milling. And to perform the end milling, we are using the end mill cutter. Then what is meant by the end mill cutter? Okay, on that end mill cutter, on its periphery also teeth are there. See here, on its periphery teeth are there, and its bottom also cutting edges also provided. The next operation is the saw milling. What is meant by the saw milling? With the help of the saw milling, we can generate the narrow slots, or we can generate the narrow grooves with the help of that milling cutter. Okay, such type of operation we can perform with the help of the milling machine. Okay, so I will show you its animation. Okay, just wait, I will show you. See, this is the first operation, that is the plane milling. See, this is the plane milling, cutter is there, this is the workpiece is there, and with the help of that, we can produce the flat surface. Here, see how it is removing the material. Now see, this is the face milling. This is the face milling cutter is there. It is the mounted in vertical milling machine. Now see, in this manner we can perform the face milling. Here, the axis of your cutter is perpendicular to the face of your workpiece. Okay, this is the face milling. See, this is the straddle milling. In the straddle milling, we are knowing that two cutters are there, and the distance between that both the cutter are maintained with the help of this collar. See, this is the workpiece is there, and we can perform the operation on the both the side of your workpiece. See here, this is the side milling cutter is there. What is meant by the side milling cutter? Here, here also teeth are there, and on the side of that cutter also teeth are there. Okay, so this is the straddle milling. Okay, in this manner we can perform the straddle milling, both the side of your workpiece. See here, this is the straddle milling. See, this is the gang milling. We are knowing that in that gang milling we can use the more than two milling cutter. Here, three milling cutter they have mounted here on that arbor, and simultaneously now it is working. Okay, see, this is the gang milling. Okay, in this manner we can perform the gang milling, and the diameter of that cutter, it will be same or it will be vary according to your requirement. Okay, see, this is the gang milling. Then, sorry, see, this is the form milling. Okay, what is meant by the form milling? With the help of the form milling, we can perform the operation on a regular. Means we can generate the concave or convex shape. See, this is the concave or convex shape we can generate with the help of that form milling operation. This is the for milling cutter is there. See, this is the end milling. End milling, we can produce the flat surface on the workpiece, whether that workpiece it will be horizontal, vertical, or at any particular angle also. See, this is the end milling. See here, this is the end mill cutter is here. We are knowing that on the periphery also cutting edges are there, and its bottom also cutting edges are there. See, this is the end milling. Okay. See, this is the angular milling. See, this is the angular milling. Angle milling cutter is here. See, this is the angle milling cutter is here. It is mounted on the arbor. This is the workpiece. Now it is working to produce the angular machining. See, this is the angular milling. Angular surface, it will generate the angular machining. See. Okay. See, this is the angular milling. See, this is the T slot. T slot also we can generate with the help of that milling. See, this is the T slot cutter is there. Okay, in this manner we can generate the T slots. Also, we can generate the gear manufacturing also possible on that milling machine. In this manner, the gear manufacturing also possible. See here, formed gear cutter is used here. This is the gear blank. Okay. Okay. So thank you. Just 1 minute.